Hello everybody, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. Julia here from English Prep Class. How are you doing? In today's video, I just want us to talk about how to practice for the PTE. Now, you hear people say something like, oh, I have been practicing since I've practiced for days, I've practiced for weeks, for months, yet I'm not cracking the PTE. I'm not getting the scores that I need. Now, I'm just going to go through what you can do and how you can practice so that you can get your desired score for your nursing or for your migration purpose. Let's get started. Now, the speaking is actually the first module that you meet in the PTE exam. Now, there's certain things people don't know about the speaking. Remember, this is a speaking task, or this is a speaking module, and they are speaking task, okay? And they want you to speak fluently, they want you to pronounce the words clearly, and that way you'll be able to get the scores that you need. So what I wrote down some points here. I said for the speaking, you read smoothly, effortlessly. Even if it's to describe an image or to retell a lecture, just do it effortlessly. Try not to make hesitations like I am, or you start reading and then you stop, then start to read again. These are things that you should avoid in the speaking module. Also, do not be too hasty. You know, when I mean hasty, I'm just trying to talk about you reading too fast. I meet some people that might have done this exam for the first time, and what they say to me is, oh, I have to read very fast. The blue black force ran over the fence and they jumped over to the other side. Okay. The next point is, do not be too slow. You know, I have said, do not be too hasty. Also, do not be too slow. Do not say something like, the blue brown force jumped over the fence and is over the other side of town and is going into the den or the forest. No, there's a way you should read. Now, if you have not watched this video that I did on Read Aloud, I'm going to be attaching it in the description. You can watch it and see how you can read. The next thing I wrote here is follow a rhythm. I'm not saying that you should rap, but follow a particular reading. Have a particular pace that you go on, okay? If you want to speak, maybe do it read aloud, or try to retell a lecture or describe an image. Try to follow a rhythm. That way your fluency and your pronunciation will be good. As much as possible, be clear and loud. What's pronunciation? If you try to pronounce a word and you can't open your mouth, it won't be clear. It will be muffled. It will come out muffled, not so clear. So all you basically need to do, your words have to come out really clear. You hear yourself and the person listening to you can hear you. So during practice, these are the things that you put in place. Make sure you're not having a false start, starting and stopping and starting again, or trying to make corrections in between what you're reading. Remember, you're supposed to go from this level to a higher level in the course of your practice. You're going to try out the official Pearson mock test to assess yourself, to see if you have come up higher from where you used to be. You know, that's why I said you should gauge yourself when you started and gauge yourself during your practice, or after you might have finished practicing before you write the exam. Now, these are the things you should put in place when you want to do the speaking. The speaking is interesting. The speaking is very important. I cannot overemphasize on the importance of the speaking because it can help you pass your reading and your listening. So it is important to take these tips I have shared here seriously. That way you're going to get a high score in your speaking. If you haven't watched any videos of speaking on my channel, please remember to watch some videos. And if you haven't even given this video a thumbs up, please right now give this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe to this YouTube channel because I've got so many relevant content that would help you in the journey of your PTE exam preparation. Now we're going to go over to the writing. Spelling is important in the PTE writing, in the PTE exam actually, because if you're not spelling the words right, then you'll be failing them. They will not mean the same thing in English language. And after all, PTE is an English exam, so there's need for you to spell correctly. That is where, when you practice, you should also check your spelling and know if you're spelling the words correctly. Then one thing I also wrote here is you have to stick to the time frame. You know, for the first task and the second task, there are time frames attached to each of these tasks. You have 10 minutes for the summarized written test, and you've got 20 minutes for the essay writing. Yeah, 20 minutes, though you score 15 marks for it. So time management is important, because if you're taking so much time after the time they have allotted to those tasks is exhausted, it takes you to the next module, which is the reading. The reading module, the tasks there are a bit logical. Now, if you do not have a good understanding of vocabulary, then tasks like the reading and writing fill in the blanks and the reading fill in the blanks might be a bit not easy for you to do. So that's why I said that you have to try to read books or articles, you know, like published articles, to understand vocabulary, to understand grammar, and every other thing you need to understand. Then you also have to watch movies. Yeah, if you watch a lot of white movies, it will be easier for you to navigate your way through this task, the reading and writing fill in the blanks and the reading fill in the blanks. I also did write here that time consciousness. So while you practice, this is the best time to watch the time you give to yourself. When you want to try the reading and writing fill in the blanks, how much minutes are you assigning to finish one of those questions? You have 5 to 6 of this question on your test day. For the reading fill in the blanks, how much time are you also allotting to one blank or to one of the questions? So this is where your time management skills will be honed when you practice. Time yourself. In week 1, if you did 20 reading and writing fill in the blanks and maybe 10 reading fill in the blanks, did you time yourself? Have you improved in week 2? Has the time shortened, the time you have assigned to reading and writing fill in the blanks or reading fill in the blanks? And are you also getting the answers? Now, these are practical ways you need to assess yourself. Nobody is going to do this for you. Even when you have a tutor that takes you through all these tasks and through these modules, the tutor won't sit down and say, okay, have you made progress from here to this point in week 2? What you got in week 1, is it actually different from what you got in week 2? These are things that you need to do for yourself. That is if you want to pass. I've met several people that have written this exam more than 5 times, more than 7 times. Now, one question that should be that should be at the back of your mind is, how did I practice? And this is what I'm doing in this video. I'm showing you practical ways you can assess yourself by yourself for yourself. Okay, don't say I have practiced 200 questions, 300 questions. Is there any improvement in your scores? Is there any improvement in the peak at which you're going? Are you going this way or you're going better? These are the things you need to ask yourself while you practice. They are real questions for you. Then another point I have written for the reading module, how you can practice, is during your practice, try to eliminate options that are not really important. Also, know grammar. Your grammar is very important. You should know what comes after a verb or what comes after a noun. I've done some videos prior to this time. I can also put this link in the description. You can watch those ones. Time consciousness. I've talked about it before, and I cannot overemphasize the importance of time management. Now, I'm just going to go over to the listening because I don't intend this video to be too long. In the listening, remember, they are listening skills, or you're being assessed for your listening skills. How good is your listening skill? Have you really sat down to read through or to listen to audios? Have you sat down to listen to audio and kind of retell the story to yourself? These are real things you need to do for yourself. You have to give your undivided attention. Once you just get distracted, that's it. You will miss out the answer. Remember, there are some fill in the blanks. Remember, there are some of this, you will hear a sentence and you need to type out the answer. So just imagine losing focus for some minutes or for some few seconds. You would lose the answer of the blank. Yeah, you also lose the sentence. You lose some parts of the sentence if you don't give your full attention. Now, when you start doing the listening, I tell students in my class, don't think about your school fees, don't think about your boyfriend or your girlfriend. No matter how funny I'm sounding, that's what I actually tell them, because once you begin to have divided attention, you will just lose the right answers. Listening skills, that is what is being assessed. So it's very important you pay attention. Again, I have time management. Time management again. So from the speaking to the writing, the computer kind of manages your time for you. Once you get to reading and listening, you have to manage your time for yourself. So for the reading, they give you like 29 minutes to 31 minutes. So if you want to stay on reading and writing fill in the blanks for 20 minutes, is your cup of tea. So that is where whatever I'm talking about, time management. You heard me talk about it in the reading. I'm also talking about it in listening. Now, if you go spend more time or most of your time in tasks like multiple choice, both multiple answers and choose single answers or select missing word, you would not get to write from dictation. Write from dictation is one of the most important tasks in the PTE. So you have to manage your time for you to get to that place. Again, spelling. If they say something like swimming, maybe during your fill in the blanks, or maybe they say something about swimming in the write from dictation, and you spell it as SWIMING, it's not correct. It's supposed to be SWIMMING. I've done heaps of spelling videos on my channel. So because spelling is important, that's why I keep doing videos on spelling, because just one word can make you fail a complete sentence. So it's important you know how to spell. I've also done videos on this fill in the blanks, and I talked about you listening really carefully, especially when they are using the past tense of words or the present tense of words. For instance, if they say walked, that's WALKED. It's not the same thing as WALKS. Walks is not the same thing as walked. That is why you have to pay attention very carefully. You have to, because you're being assessed for listening skills. These are important things you need to know as you practice. Now, when you get over to tasks like right from dictation, as you practice, the number of word counts you're getting, is it getting better? What did you get in week 1? Were you able to get 7/7 in week 1? Were you able to get 10/10 or 12/12 in week 1? If not, once you got to week 2, did it improve? How about your summarized spoken test? Did you get your score in grammar? Did your spelling match up with the right spelling words? These are things you need to find out while you practice. So that's why you cannot tell me, oh, the migration agent or the school told me to write the exam. I want to write the exam tomorrow. How can you help me pass? No, we don't do magic. There are certain things you need to do for yourself. If you do it for yourself, you will be able to pass. I've met people that have done this exam before. They just assume to themselves that, oh, it's an English exam. Oh, I speak English. I've always written exams in English. Therefore, I'm just going to go and smash it. And they went there and they didn't even really understand what was happening until the end of the exam. So don't be like those people. You know, they say to be forewarned is to be forearmed. And I mean, do you want to spend $410 or $410 just like that? Especially if you're living in Australia? No. Be wise in your spending. So that's why you need to take measures, great measures, for you to pass this exam. These are just few tips I have shared here on how you can practice. Let your practice be effective. Don't just practice anyhow. Have a targeted practicing skill, or a targeted practicing outcome. Yeah, I think that's the word. Have a targeted practicing outcome. Assess yourself. Week 1, what did I get? And week 2, have I become better? In week 3, oh, am I smashing everything? Are my scores getting better? Are my scores getting better? I did the Pearson test, mock test, the other day when I first started. Now in week 2, when I have practiced to some extent, I did it again and my scores have improved. I'm going to do another one before I write my final exam. And the ones you have done before your final exam, did your scores improve? Because if your scores are not improving, I will tell you, don't bother to go write the exam. It's not by luck. I don't believe in luck. Sorry. So you have to put in the work. When you put in the work, you're going to see answers. Well, that's just what I wish to share here today on how to practice for the PTE. It should be a targeted practice for outcome, for good outcome, not just any outcome. Now, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe. Give my video a thumbs up. Please, thumbs up, very important, so YouTube can share my videos to more people that need to watch it. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.